Hi, my name is Amy Carroll. As a communication coach and trainer, a concept that has fascinated me for some time now is the idea of privilege. I heard a great quote a few years ago. I believe it comes from Chris Boswell. He said, "When we're accustomed to privilege, equality feels like oppression." Now, what I notice is that the more privilege we have, the greater the likelihood we have the sense of entitlement. This sense of entitlement leads many people to something I call JLB, jerk-like behavior. So what do I mean by privilege? Well, I define it as qualities we currently possess, which a given society puts a high value on. Some of the main categories that can determine your level of privilege might include gender, race, job, level of wealth, health, religion, age, perceived physical attractiveness, height, weight, education, sexual preference. Right? So there's many different types of privilege. And I would say those are the main ones. And they can change over time or through circumstance. What's most important here is that the more of the privileges we have, the greater the chance we're going to have this sense of entitlement. And this can lead to misbehaving or JLB. So what to do with this information? Well, there's a risk that people who can check off a majority of those privileges will somehow feel accused or targeted or blamed or guilty. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a waste of energy. I'm also not suggesting that people in privilege give up their privilege. I don't see that happening anytime soon. The point is, just by simply being aware of our privilege, it increases the likelihood that we will act differently and more fairly towards those who are not in the position of privilege. Let me give you an example. I was in a relationship a few years ago, and I was the one with the money. I didn't think much about it because I was generous and happy to share. Though the reality is, it was unbalanced. And I can't even imagine what it was like for him. It took me 2 years after the relationship was over for it to even occur to me that that was an issue. Another example I've been noticing the last couple of years is the privilege of age or youth, which has been dissipating for me recently, and as a woman, faster than it would if I was a man, at least in this society. So those are my thoughts for today. Feel free to see how it impacts you, and I encourage you to challenge yourself, look at your own privileges, and see what you can do to make life more fair for yourself and for others. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to visit my website, my YouTube channel, or check out my book, The Ego Tango, for more tips on becoming a more powerful communicator. Thanks for tuning in and happy partnering.